So Raquel, you've been reporting since July on the problem of tainted alcohol and other problems at Mexican resorts. People who drank this alcohol and bad things happened to them. They were possibly assaulted in some cases. There's even been some deaths. Abby Connor from Pewaukee, a young woman, died there. Her brother was found injured. I think they were both in a pool when they were found. So really terrible things have happened. Terrific reporting, by the way. Now your reporting's taken a different turn, and you focused on TripAdvisor, which is a website that publishes ratings or reviews from the public about what they have found on their various trips. I just want to read a paragraph from your story. Since July, when the Journal Sentinel began investigating the mysterious death of a Wisconsin college student in Mexico and found widespread problems with tainted alcohol, derelict law enforcement, and price gouging from hospitals, more than a dozen travelers from across the country have said that TripAdvisor muzzled their firsthand stories of blackouts, rapes, and other ways they were injured while vacationing in Mexico. So what's going on here?
Well, yeah, I mean, the story just keeps taking different turns. It just keeps evolving. It's nothing I would have anticipated, but as I was reporting and talking to folks about what had happened to them in Mexico, I kept hearing the same thing from people that, hey, they tried to warn others, they tried to post about it and let people know if this is going on. Because one of the questions was, hey, why have I never heard of this? If this is happening so much, why haven't I heard about it? This can't be true. I would have known about it.
And the authorities in Mexico weren't willing to, in many cases, take up these cases, right? So what other options did they have?
Absolutely. And the State Department has not been keeping records of those. They'll keep death records, but even in the case of Abby Connor, her death wasn't tallied as a death in Mexico because she technically died in Florida several days after drowning in Mexico. So the information has not been getting out there. And as I said, people were telling me they were trying to post their stories on TripAdvisor, and time again, they said they were rejected, that the stories were considered to be hearsay, or were inappropriate, or they didn't meet guidelines for various reasons. And just in the course of the last several weeks, I came across a dozen people who said, hey, and they showed me evidence of, like, here's what I tried to write, here's what TripAdvisor said.
Including the woman in the lead of her story says she was sexually assaulted.
Yeah. Yes. There are some serious allegations of rapes and major injuries, blackouts, sicknesses, et cetera, that have not been included.
So TripAdvisor is a $1.5 billion company based in Massachusetts. And what's its business model? How does it work?
So it has a number of ways of generating money. One of them is cost per click. So it has online travel agencies such as Expedia and Priceline that are partners, as well as just hotel suppliers and restaurants and attractions, et cetera. But anyone who uses their site, there's a number of ways that TripAdvisor can make money from them. One is cost per click. And so that's if you and I are shopping for a restaurant, for example, or a hotel, and we click on one of the people or one of the companies on the search, they will pay TripAdvisor for our clicks. In 2014, they started going to an instant booking. They made that an option where they enter into agreements for commissions for some of the companies that they work with. So
they're getting money from the hotels who are being rated on the website when someone books. They get a cut of that.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So is there any evidence that TripAdvisor tried to contact authorities about what was happening at these Mexican resorts?
No, there's no evidence of that. I mean, one of the things that they did say since I've been interviewing them over the last number of weeks is that they are going to now engineer a new program that will help alert travelers to problems that maybe that are in the media that have gotten widespread attention, but they also feel like need to be on their site. So it's sort of a badge system. They have a reward and kind of a punishment system that they use for businesses. Badge, yep. Yeah. Okay. So that's their plan. I haven't seen it in action yet, but they did acknowledge that we sort of uncovered a weak spot for them where they do want people to be aware. I mean, that's the direction they're headed. At the same time, they're also still taking down reviews, so it's really hard to know.
Isn't a big part of their business, though, about being credible and reliable, providing credible and reliable information?
Absolutely. I mean, content integrity is very key for the success of their company, and they were built on that reputation of being a free billboard traveler advice. So they have that long history of being known for that sort of thing. So yeah, it is really important that they have, and they do have hundreds of people dedicated to policing content integrity. So yes, there's no question that that does matter. But you know, I guess after looking at this for so long and talking to so many different people about it, I mean, one of the like social scientists who research this and study this, I mean, their takeaway is that we as a society put way too much emphasis on user reviews. They're biased for a number of reasons, no matter who you're talking about, not just TripAdvisor, but that sort of user review that we all look at. Oh, it's 4 stars. They all skew positive, because when you make a purchase, you're inclined to defend it already. You've already spent the money. You've already researched it. You expect to like it and enjoy it. So it's going to be skewed positive to begin with. And they call it the brag and moan factor. So people are more inclined to brag, I found this great place, you should know about it, or moan if they're very upset or angry, but there are very few in the between. The numbers of 2s and 3s are vastly underrepresented.
Well, you reported at one point, I think that, and I forget the percentage you recall, of the numbers that are 4 and 5. It's quite a few. Right?
Yeah, in some cases we did an analysis. My colleague Andrew Amalika helped with this a lot, doing some of the data analysis. And in one region that we looked at, of the 100 big hotels in Quintana Roo, tourist area in Mexico where Cancun and Playa del Carmen are, it was 96% of the hotels listed on TripAdvisor had 4s and 5s.
Had 4s and 5s. Okay, so last question. What kind of a reaction are you getting so far to your story? It just published Wednesday morning in print. It's been online since, I think, Tuesday night. What kind of reaction are you hearing?
A lot of emails with people saying thank you for exposing this, because people do count on that sort of thing, and a lot of more people have said, hey, this has happened to us. I've gotten a bunch in comments that we've
happened
seen.
To us, what's happened?
Where they've tried to post reviews as well,
reviews
and they too have had their reviews rejected.
All right. So I guess buyer beware, perhaps with TripAdvisor. Raquel Rutledge, thank you very much.
Thank you.